The subway rumbled with its usual chaos that evening, brakes screeching, doors hissing open and shut, people rushing in with tired faces, clutching bags, headphones, and phones as if they were shields from the world. Among them sat Daniel, a 32-year-old single father, his 7-year-old daughter Lily beside him, her tiny hands holding onto her worn-out school bag. Daniel had lived like this for years, hopping trains after long shifts, trying to balance fatherhood and survival. His eyes were lined with exhaustion, his clothes simple but clean, and yet there was a quiet strength in the way he held himself. Lily leaned her head against his arm, whispering, "Daddy, are we going to have dinner at home or on the train again?" Daniel smiled faintly, brushing her soft brown hair from her forehead. "Home tonight. Baby, I made soup yesterday. It's waiting for us." Lily's eyes lit up, and that was enough to push Daniel's wariness aside. But life has a strange way of turning ordinary moments into extraordinary stories. Just as the train screeched into the next station, chaos broke loose. A woman in her mid-30s stumbled into the car, clutching her belly, her face pale, sweat trickling down her temples. Her expensive coat, her diamond bracelet, and her carefully styled hair screamed wealth, but at that moment she was no CEO's wife, no untouchable figure from a different world. She was simply a woman in pain, about to bring life into the world. She collapsed onto the seat across from Daniel, gasping, "Help! Please, it's the baby, it's coming." The subway car froze. Some passengers panicked, some pulled out phones to record, others simply pretended not to see. It was easier to look away than to step into someone else's storm. But not Daniel. He stood immediately, instincts taking over. "Ma'am, you need to breathe," he said firmly, his voice calm in the middle of the chaos. Lily clung to his hand, her wide eyes filled with fear. "Daddy, is she okay?" Daniel squeezed her hand reassuringly. "She will be. I promise." The woman screamed again, clutching his sleeve. "Please help me. I can't do this alone." And then Daniel realized no doctor was here, no ambulance could reach underground in time. It was just him, a tired single father with no medical training, about to step into a moment that would define his life. The train jolted forward, trapping them between stations. A middle-aged man muttered, "Someone should call 911. But no one moved closer. Daniel knelt down, his rough but steady hands reaching for hers. "You're not alone," he whispered. "We'll do this together." Tears welled in the woman's eyes, not just from pain, but from the shock that a stranger was willing to stand with her when everyone else hesitated. Minutes passed like hours. Daniel instructed Lily, "Sweetheart, hand me my jacket." He folded it, placing it under the woman's head. His daughter obeyed, trying to be brave, her small hands trembling. "Daddy, is she going to have the baby right here?" she asked, voice quivering. "Yes, Lily," Daniel said softly. "And we're going to help her." The woman cried out as another contraction ripped through her. She gripped Daniel's hand so tightly that his knuckles turned white, but he didn't flinch. Instead, he guided her breathing, repeating gently, "In through your nose, out through your mouth. That's it, you're stronger than you think." For a brief second, her eyes met his. She saw not just a stranger but a man carrying his own burdens who still chose compassion. And in that moment something shifted inside her. The subway car had become a delivery room. Passengers watched, phones lowered now, guilt flickering across their faces as they realized this father and daughter were braver than all of them combined. Time blurred. With Daniel's guidance, with Lily holding the woman's hand when her father needed to act, a new cry finally pierced the air. The tiny wail of a newborn baby silenced the train more powerfully than any announcement ever could. Daniel carefully wrapped the baby in his sweater, placing the crying child into the exhausted mother's arms. Tears streamed down her cheeks as she whispered, You saved us." Daniel shook his head humbly. "No, you saved yourself. I just helped a little." But to her he was more than help, he was hope. The train finally reached the next station, and paramedics rushed in, taking over. Yet the woman wouldn't let go of Daniel's hand until she whispered, "I'll never forget you." Daniel helped Lily to her feet, ready to vanish back into his ordinary struggles. He had no idea that the woman he just helped wasn't just a stranger. She was the wife of one of the city's most powerful CEOs. He had no idea this night would change everything. As the subway doors closed behind him, the woman held her baby tight, her heart whispering gratitude for the stranger who had reminded her of humanity's truest wealth, kindness.